With huge contracts, fewer, faster rounds and a party atmosphere, the Liv Tour has disrupted the world of golf. Since 2023, Adelaide has hosted a key leg of the tournament, delivering South Australia a more than $200 million economic boost, according to the state government.
Oh, what a shot! No way!
Liv Golf Adelaide's definitely been the most outstanding event for Liv Golf, but it's also been a standout event just in global golf in terms of any tournaments held because of how many people attended.
Liv has been controversial with its funding from Saudi Arabia.
The utter disgusting stench of that blood money is sure to follow you all the rest of your days.
But now, with soaring costs and low television numbers, the Saudis are pulling the pin.
I think without question the conflict in the Middle East is part of this. The losses are very significant. It's been reported pretty consistently that $5 billion is the cost so far of the Liv Golf exercise to the Public Investment Fund.
We have secured a deal to keep Liv Golf in South Australia for 2031.
To support the event, South Australia had agreed to spend $45 million to redevelop a golf course in the North Adelaide parklands.
This gives us the security that it requires to be able to justify that investment.
Today, the Premier announced he'd secured a new major event instead, and the golf course redesign would still go ahead.
We've got a 6-year deal with Golf Australia that will see 3 Women's Australian Opens and 3 Men's Australian Open played at North Adelaide between 2028 and 2034.
But the new arrangements have raised old questions about the government's financial priorities. The multi-million-dollar design contract wasn't put to public tender. Instead, it was awarded to the private company of former Liv Golf CEO Greg Norman.
I think, we've seen that the Premier and Greg Norman are thick as thieves. I think that South Australians deserve to know how much money has been paid to Greg Norman.
Why didn't you put the design contract out to public tender?
Speed. We've got a very clear timeline that we need to be able to meet. We've got a good working relationship. There was obviously a process that had to be gone through to ensure taxpayers are getting value, and that's been
administered by the department.
But
how do we know taxpayers are getting value for money if it hasn't gone out to tender?
Well, there is a clear budget here and an envelope that we're working within for the golf course that remains on track.
The government's golf course redevelopment plan also involved a face-off with the Adelaide City Council, with legislation rushed through Parliament to allow the state to seize control.
It's a shameful day.
Shame! 585 trees will be cut down to make way for the world-class course, with a promise to plant 3 for every 1 lost.
I'm Mally. Mally loves this.
People aren't happy with knocking down trees. What about our possums are endangered here? You're taking their environment away, bird life are being impacted.
What's the history of this area?
It's a traditional Kaurna campsite, but it's also where our Kaurna ancestors are buried.
The government's also pushed forward despite anger from members of the Kaurna community that Indigenous remains could be dug up during earthworks.
When is our government going to say, no, we're not developing because there's Kaurna heritage on that site?
It's very traumatic on my soul to know that they have such disregard, but irrespective of the race, they have such disregard for the remains of people.
No major works will be allowed in an area believed to hold the most Indigenous heritage.
That's an important recognition, an important amendment that has been made to the plans in recognition that we want to get this right.
The Premier has refused to say how much it will now cost to host the Australian Open. The Victorian government is reportedly paying Irish golfer Rory McIlroy millions to play at the same tournament in Melbourne over 2 years.
So you will potentially have to offer big money to attract big names to the tournament?
The commercial agreement that we have reached with Golf Australia is contingent upon them providing the talent.
But you'll pay for the talent?
Well, what we say is we pay for an event that has to have good talent, and if the good talent doesn't come, then the amount that we pay is less.
Preliminary works on the Adelaide course redevelopment have just begun. Golf writer Jimmy Emanuel believes it's a worthwhile investment.
Golf is booming in Australia and around the world from a participation standpoint. There's more people playing than ever before. I think personally that's a fantastic acquisition to have for the government in South Australia and for the city of Adelaide.
But amid cultural, environmental and cost of living concerns, opponents say the Premier should cancel the upgrade.
He's got to stop being popular Pete and do the right thing and halt this golf.
I can't understand why they want to spend millions and millions of dollars refurbishing a golf course that only a select few people are going to use, when we have so many people struggling to pay their rent, put food on the table for their children, buy clothes for their children. Some are even living in parks and caravans, cars.
This is a public facility for public use that will also have the world's best players playing on it, and that is a unique offering that we're really excited about.